Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Angels Rebuild here on MLB The Show 25. Today, we continue on with another season of Angels baseball. And this season, if you missed the opening day episode, we started 41-24. Look at the amount of wins we amassed here in the month of May. We lost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We lost 9 games in the entire month. And then in the month of April, we even won a bunch of games. We have started so well, it's kind of scary how well we've started. I knew this team was going to be pretty good. I didn't think we'd be 41-24 good. Paul Skeens has been a revelation at starting pitcher. Way better than Luis Gil has been. I'm glad we have him on the team. Bryce Miller was unreal to start the year and has kind of fallen back to earth a little bit. He's still really good, but he's kind of fallen back to earth a little bit. Rhett Lauder's been okay. He hasn't been as good as I was hoping he'd be, but he's still fairly good. Jared Jones has been up and down. At the beginning of the year, he was one of our best pitchers, and now he's kind of started to slow up a little bit and be back to his normal production that he's had in his career. So we'll see if he can turn it around, maybe figure something out. And then Caden Dana, I just don't know if he's the guy. He's got 5 wins, which is pretty impressive, but that's more the team around him playing well when he's starting than it is him in his own right. He's got a 4.62, a 1.41 whip. His WAR is 1.0. I don't know. I don't know what I like about him and what I don't like about him. He's a very weird starting pitcher for me. I don't know how I feel about him. The bullpen's been pretty good. Lee Brister's been amazing, 19 saves as the young closer, probably going to make an all-star team. Bo's been unreal, which is not something I thought I'd say this portion of the season. Kerkering's found his rhythm. He was a little bit bad in the playoffs this past postseason, but he's gotten it put together here in the regular season. Raj has been whatever. Usade's been okay. Joyce has been okay. I don't think Joyce is ever going to figure it out. And then Rasmussen's been pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. And then for the lineup's crazy. I mean, Neto's been really good. Theo Gillian, we're giving him the opportunity to start because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had Larissa and Hifo get injured with a broken hand, and O'Hoppe got hurt with a torn calf. We suffered some pretty big injuries at the end of last episode. I do remember that now. James Woods got his pulled groin, but he's going to be coming back soon. But Campbell breaking his hand right after Rengifo breaks his hand, because Rengifo, obviously the starting second baseman when we started the year, he breaks his hand, and then we bring in Christian Campbell to be the second baseman backup, and then he breaks his hand. I don't know what's going on at second base where they can't keep their hands not broken, but 2 second basemen get their hands broken in the span of like a couple of weeks. And then we have to move to the rookie, Theo Gillian, who I like. I want him to be the future. But he's a 74 overall, 23-year-old rookie who is thrust into the starting role. We'll see what happens with him. He's not been playing horrible. Acuna's been amazing. Way better than I thought he was going to be at 31 years old. I mean, we're paying him so much money. He better be this good. And then John Kenzie, he can't figure it out fully. He can't put it all together. So I don't know what we want to do with him. O'Neal Cruz, I think, got hurt a little bit this year, at least for a couple of days. But he's been fine. He hasn't been horrible. He could be a little bit better, obviously. But Junior Camanero's been a little rough to start the year. I'd like to see him put it together, but he's 25. Ailey Perez has been unreal. This is what I want him to be. I mean, this man is the future of this franchise. He's the next Mike Trout. And so we need him to be awesome, and he's been awesome. Shawno's been good in limited role, but he's getting more reps now that we've had so many injuries. And then Jacques has been pretty solid as well. So we've got a couple hits, we got a couple misses, but that's the way that baseball works. It's a long season. People are going to play good, people are going to play bad. That's kind of how it goes. And James Wood was playing pretty well before he got injured, so he'll be back in left field very, very soon. Trout, I wish he would have retired last offseason because these are just not... He's not good anymore. But I got to keep him on the team. He's Mike Trout. I can't put him in the minors. So we got to have him on the team. I can't have a $35 million contract in the minors. That's diabolical. So he's got to stay on the team, but he should have retired. He really should have. That's how we've been the first couple months of the season. We're now into June, and this episode's going to be the rest of June, all of July, and maybe a couple of weeks into August, depending on how the Sim's looking. Obviously, we're going to have the draft, we're going to have the trade deadline, and the All-Star Week in this episode as well. So if you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get simulating here. Starting with the series against the Guardians, we are on a little bit of a losing streak right now. We took 2 against the Cardinals, but we lost the series against the Blue Jays to start the month. We almost got swept by the Tigers, lost 2 out of 3 against them, so maybe we can get back on track here. We got Paul Skeens on the mound, and he gets the win. James Wood's back, which is nice because he's going to be back in left field, so John Kenzie can kind of chill, I guess. But good to have James Wood back. Hopefully he can get hot again. We lose that game. Bryce Miller takes another loss, but Taylor Rogers comes in and gets the win against the Guardians to finish out the series. 8-2, 4-2, 2-4. Very weird couple of games here. We move on to the White Sox. Acuna pulls his back, or muscle in his back, not his entire back. We do sweep the White Sox, though, without Acuna. They're horrible, as you would expect. That's a big couple of wins, and, I mean, Paul Skeens is unbelievable, man. I can't believe he's simulating so well. I'm so happy that he is. And now we're on the win streak. This is the win streak that I was talking about at the beginning of the episode. This is what we did in the last episode in the month of May. I mean, we were going crazy. But Orion Kerkering, bottom 8, 2 outs in the inning. I believe in you, Orion, and he gets the job done. That's what I'm talking about. We do unfortunately suffer another loss there. Keith Melendez, torn pec for the Trash Pandas. That's not good. Look at this win streak we went on, though. We won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. 8-2 in our last 10 games. The injured list, Rengifo should be back fairly soon. Next week he should be back. Hoppy's going to be back pretty soon. Campbell's still working back. The team is doing well. Neto's getting hot again. Gillen's actually hitting really well. I'm excited about this guy. He's 23 years old, and he's holding his own at the major league level. I mean, he's hitting 420 slugs, so he's doing something right. Acuna's getting hot. James Wood is getting hot now that he's back from his injury. His recent games since getting back. I mean, look at these numbers since getting back from his injury. Pretty solid. Pretty darn solid. O'Neal Cruz is getting hot again. Caminero's cold. Do we have to move him down the order? I don't know. Eiley's doing well. Shawneel's hitting really well. Let's switch Caminero and Eiley, and maybe have Caminero hit number 9 in the order. Maybe that can get him going, because I want him to be good, but he's just not simulating very well right now. Maybe a change of scenery in the lineup will be helping him out. We're taking on the A's, and Big Christmas is at the plate. Top of the 9th, 2 outs. It's tied at 5. All right, we have a chance to take the lead. This will be my first jump-in situation. Barring, I can't, with a straight face, I can't talk about this A's situation they got going on here, playing in a freaking minor league ballpark. What are we doing here? Big Christmas knocks in a run to give us the lead, by the way. But a freaking minor league ballpark for the A's. What are we doing here? Every time I do it, I have to comment on it because it's just insane. But anyway, what I was going to say before I talked about that, they're going to intentionally walk Schwarber, which is kind of a weird thing. I know Schwarber's got the history of being a nice power hitter, but he's old, not producing that well. That's kind of a strange decision. But what I was saying was, there's a big chance that barring a crazy collapse, this could be the best season we've ever had. Like, we are that type of team this year. We've got the pitching, and we've got the hitting. And Neto's going to score 2 more. He's going to knock in 2 more with a nice little RBI single. 2 RBI single. And we lead 8-5. The A's are trash. Got to boost those averages up, baby. And here comes Ronnie. We paid him so much money in the offseason to leave Atlanta and come out to sunny California, Anaheim, and hopefully lead us back to the promised land and get us back to a World Series. And I think he's got the potential to do so. He's hitting .298 on the season. Not doing so well with runners in scoring position, but he's hitting pretty well regardless. We'll see what we can do. And I don't know if we're going to be... How aggressive should we be at the deadline? Should we be big-time buyers? Like, should we dump some of our younger guys to maybe bring in that last remaining piece. What would we even need to upgrade if we do go after that? Or if we do have to go after a big upgrade? Would we be... Why would the center fielder go and get that? Would we be big-time buyers for a fifth starter? Would we be big-time buyers for another outfielder, for an infielder? Like, what would we need? Maybe a guaranteed DH? Because right now we got Shonel, Big Christmas, those kind of guys like rotate in and out between the DHs. I don't know. Rhett Lauder's actually performing a little bit better than previously. Ooh, down by 1, bottom 9, 1 out with Eiley Perez. I got to swing the bat with my guy. I wanted to point something out as I was loading into this game. They showed me the the team statistics for like home runs, strikeouts as a team, and all that kind of stuff, where you rank. We have over 100 home runs in the month by the month of June, where we're at right now, almost July. And the Nationals, they're in the 70s. I think they had 71 to be exact. So the Nationals are not producing home runs as well as basically any other team. I mean, I think they said they were ranked number 28 in the league, which there's only 30 teams. So not doing so well. Not doing well. Jacques, I can't figure out the swing with Jacques. Every time I swing the bat with him, I ground out. I can't get it figured out. Funny enough, the Nationals do get the win against us, as I was clowning them for not hitting home runs. They had one with Rhys Hines in that game. Good for them. You know what? They deserve it. This point in the season, we can spare a couple of losses. Ooh, Renjifo's back. That's kind of big. That is kind of big. Renjifo comes back. He's not immediately healthy. He's still working on the broken hand. So we're going to keep Gillen in right now. I don't really want to take Gillen out. He's producing fairly well. We'll give Renjifo a little bit more time just to fully heal up, and then maybe we'll make a decision on that. The Reds beat us there, so we're on a little losing streak, little skid. The first trade of the season, the Marlins acquired Dave McWilliams, a 19-year-old closing pitcher, for Esteury Ruiz. All right, so the Orioles get Esteury Ruiz, I guess. Does that do anything for them? I don't know. Renjifo's fully healthy now, which is huge. Yamazaki struggled really bad in June. Jurangelo really struggled in June. Okay. But Cole did well in AAA, or in at third base. Rich Navarre, good for him. He hit pretty well. Kelvin Caceres, pretty good in the relief role. Brock Burke. All right, so a couple of our starters, our two most promising starters, or two of our most promising starters, I guess, in Yamazaki and Jurangelo, struggling right now in the minors. How's Thomas doing? Because Thomas has got a good... Oh, my God, he's so good. He's not getting the support in terms of the runs to help him win games, but, I mean, through 97 innings pitched, he's got a 2.78 and a 1.31. Is this man ready for his Major League debut? He might be, but Caden Dan is also not pitching horribly either. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But Renjifo's back, so he's going to come in and be the new second baseman. But Theo, man, I feel like it's not the right move to take him out. So you know what we're going to do? Who hits better against what? So against righties, Renjifo does pretty well. But he doesn't hit much. Theo doesn't hit much better against lefties, does he? He actually hits one worse than lefties. I was gonna switch him in. I can't keep Gillen out here. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Gillen be the other DH when Shonel's not DHing. I need Gillen to keep playing. He's too promising of a young player to not keep playing, so we're gonna keep him in. Big series against the Dodgers. They're just as good as we are. Josh Camacho traded from the Pirates to the Astros, prospect for prospect. A 1-for-1 swap. The 19-year-old for the 19-year-old. Carmine Cruz. All right, whatever. And the Dodgers are in a tough spot, but we take 2 of 3 against them, and Logan O'Hoppy's back. All of our guys are coming back at the perfect time. O'Hoppy comes back to catcher. We'll see how he does. Eiley obviously hitting really well, which means he's going to move back to first base, even though Jacques doing fairly well also. And Shawno will come out, but we got to have Eiley playing. That's pretty obvious. Oh, I don't know what we're going to do. If we got to make a move at the deadline, right? I feel like, or maybe we just stay put with the team that we have, don't ruin the chemistry. I don't know. Skeens is starting to slip up a little bit. He was on such a tear, and now he's starting to come back down to earth. Kind of similar to what Bryce Miller did at the beginning of the year. But Skeens just took a little bit longer. Lauder's starting to get hot. So is Jared Jones. And then Caden Dan is just kind of doing his own thing. I don't know. I feel like we have to make some sort of move. But I don't want it to be making a move for making a move's sake. And we get an injury, or we get another trade. Matt Wallner. First time it's not actual like a young player getting traded. From the Twins to the Red Sox for a couple of prospects, but at least it's an actually like established veteran who gets traded. Ooh, top of the ninth, 2 outs, and the former LA Angel, Rafael Devers, is at the plate. I got to jump in and go against my former guy, right? I mean, this is a big spot, too. The former LA Angel, who was on the team when we won the World Series a couple of years ago when we did it, comes back to LA in a Tigers uniform. And he's got a chance to give the Tigers the lead here, but he's going up against one of the best closers in baseball, Lee Brister. And that's going to be called a ball. You know what? We're climbing the ladder. We're going to give him that hot, stinky cheese. And Rafael Devers shows the main reason why we traded him in the first place. Rafael Devers goes down swanging. And we get a walk-off. Ailey Perez, RBI single, walks us off to win the baseball game. Acuna gets player of the game, but I'll take it. That's big dubs all around for the good guys. Another huge win. And I was hoping we could sweep the Tigers, but we could not do it. Bryce Miller suffers a loss. And now we're about to be at the All-Star break. We've also got draft ready to go, so we'll simulate this game. And now it's time for the draft. 63-31 at the draft. We are dominating the West. 13-game lead over the A's. Wow. And the last time we played the A's, we absolutely crushed them. We swept them. So, yeah, we are really good this year. Astros suck, by the way. I didn't realize they were having such a bad season. 38-57. Going around the league, Orioles are having a good season. Mets are doing well. Dodgers obviously are always going to do well. Giants, Red Sox got 60 wins. So the Red Sox are our biggest competition right now. And obviously the Dodgers. But the Red Sox, at least in the American League, are our biggest competition right now because we don't really have to worry. If we just keep at this pace, we're going to be easily AL West champs. Very, very simply. Ailey Perez, starting catcher for the All-Star game. Oh, he's here. He's arrived, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 2029 player draft. We pick a number 29 in the first round, so we are just going to kind of ride with it and see who's there. I don't really have any ideas on what we're going to do. I've got the scouting on auto because I can't do much better than what they're going to do. So let's see what happens. First pick in the draft, I think it said the Brewers were on the clock first. So the Milwaukee Brewers take Marvin White, the number 2 ranked player in baseball. He's a starting pitcher. Maybe he can be something for him. Who knows? Second pick is drafted by the Mets, and they take Craig Starks, number 3. He's a third baseman. Okay, number 3 player in the class. And then the third pick is the Washington Nationals taking the number 6 player, Ronald Moeller, left fielder. All right, so 3 guys. So who's the first overall pick? It's this guy, Buddy Fitzgerald. They must have scouted him and realized he's not that good. Interesting. Let's just simulate to our pick because we don't really care. So Buddy ends up going number 7 to the Royals. We'll see if he ends up having a good career or not. All right, so who's going to be available here? Who is going to be available? We got some guys that are scouted 100%. Israel Cairo is a crazy name, and he's from Cuba, which just makes it even better. He's 6'3", second baseman. I'm intrigued, but we have a logjam at second base, but he can play third base. He's intriguing. I like him. Alexis Ojeda, not that impressive. Ned Thompson, we don't know much about. We only got him to 30% scouting. I think we only have 2 guys on our board. Oh, no, we have this guy. Caden Collier, who doesn't look that impressive, at least not for a first-round pick. Freddie Mendez has got really good speed. He's not a first-round pick either. I think I'd take him in the second round maybe. I kind of like that first guy we looked at, Israel Cairo. It's a crazy name. I think this guy could be good. He can play third base as well. I'm going to grab him. Israel Cairo from Cuba is our guy. Second baseman, third baseman. I like that pick. We're going to move to pick 31. We can still grab Alexis Ojeda if we wanted to. Or we can grab somebody else. Do we take the risk on Elton Williams? I mean, he looks like he's going to have good power, but is that actually going to be true? I don't know. He's 5'10". He's got potential crazy power for a first baseman. But we only got him to 20%. There's no way those numbers are actually going to be that accurate, right? They can't be. It's simply not possible for him to be that good. But we're going to take him anyway. We got to know, right? We got to know. Next Angel pick. What do we got? We got Freddie Mendez. We might as well grab him since we have him at 100% scouted. So welcome aboard, Freddie Mendez. We're not taking any pitchers. Maybe we should grab a pitcher. Is there any pitchers that we have scouted? It doesn't look like it. What kind of pitchers are available, though? Ernest Chavez, 6'3" out of Cuba, 19 years old. Sign me up. We're going to Cuba for a lot of our picks. We got 2 guys from Cuba. Maybe they play on the same Cuban national team together. Who knows? A few relief pitchers. Sean Schneider from Ohio. Welcome aboard. Might as well. And then this is our last pick. Yeah, last pick. Is it just relief pitchers available? It looks like it's just relief pitchers left. So let's grab a guy with a good name. Giancarlo Campillo. Gerard Cruz. Greg Daly. Greg Daly looks pretty good. Peter Wright. Who am I feeling here? Thomas Nicholson, maybe? Let's grab Thomas Nicholson. Sure, why not? Why not? Maybe he can be good, maybe he can't be good. That's the end of the first-year player draft. I think we got some good players. We'll see if we can end up signing those draft picks, but I do feel like we got some pretty good ones. Maybe they're not good, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. We're a pretty good team. Let's keep simulating here. We only got one more game before the Derby. We win the game. We sweep the Astros. Do we have anybody participate? Ooh, we're at Busch Stadium. Boosh. Do we have anybody participating? We do not. So nobody's hitting that many home runs this year in the American League for our team. All right, well, I guess we'll move on then. We do have some All-Stars in the All-Star game, though, and a huge trade. Okay. Walker Jenkins, the Braves' most promising young player, is moving from Atlanta, or from the Twins to Atlanta. I messed it all up. The Twins' most promising young player is... I saw him in the Braves jersey and got it all mixed up. The Twins' most promising young player is moving from Minnesota to Atlanta. And the Braves gave back not that much. I mean, they gave back a young third baseman who looks to be pretty promising. 20 years old, already 79 overall. He's probably going to be pretty good. But then they gave back A.J. Smith-Shawver and Drake Baldwin. The Braves can sign those guys in free agency or sign guys similar to that easily. And they just got Walker Jenkins, one of the best young players in baseball. Okay. Big trade. That's the first real massive trade that actually means something. The Braves just got a little bit better. But here is the All-Star game. We should have at least 2 starters with Acuna and Ailey Perez. We'll see if that actually is what happens or not. But we need to be at Busch Stadium, so that we can fulfill the canonical thing, just like how they said the Home Run Derby was in St. Louis. That means that the All-Star game has to be in St. Louis as well. Okay, here we go. Any All-Star pitchers? We've got nobody in the starting rotation, but Lee Brister makes it. This man's a dog. He's already got 30 saves. This man's a freak. An absolute freak. We're going to have to re-sign him after the season, but this man's a dog. Back-to-back All-Star appearances for him. He's so good. We don't get anybody else, but that's okay. We get Lee Brister. What about the lineup? We got Acuna leading off. Respect. Jackson Holliday, Alvarez, Ailey Perez makes it. This man's going to be so good. He's just so good. He was the Rookie of the Year last year. He's an all-star this year. I mean, he's unreal. He was our first ever draft pick. He's going to be a beast. Nobody else in the lineup, though. As for the bench, nobody on the bench. Okay, so we get 3 all-stars, but that's not bad. Not bad. 3 all-stars, including 2 starters and a closer. I'll take it. Let's go see the boys perform in the Angels uniforms and hopefully hit some home runs, maybe? That'd be awesome. Tyler Glasnow, by the way, is having a season for the ages. I mean, we thought Paul Skeens was pitching well. Tyler Glasnow is on a different level. So no wonder he gets to be the starter for the National League. And by the way, Paul Skeens doesn't even make the All-Star team. I just noticed that. Paul Skeens slipped up enough where he doesn't even make the All-Star team. But Acuna, who did make the All-Star team for the Angels, has got himself a leadoff double. And if he was a little bit faster, maybe a triple. Because he put that right where no player was in right field. And Acuna leading off the All-Star game with a nice double. You love to see it. Now let's see if we can get him around home. Strikeout for Holiday, ground out for Alvarez, and we strand him on second. Because of course that's what we do. And it's a sac fly RBI. It's all going downhill. We suck big ones, don't we? Ailey Perez gets to step up. We're down 1-0. When have we been on a generational losing streak with the American League teams in the series? And that's a swing and a miss strikeout for Ailey. All right, I didn't realize it was 2 strikes. I probably wouldn't have been as careless if I would have realized that. That's my fault. Solar homer J-Ram off Garrett Whitlock. All right, this man's absolute garbage. This man is the most trash pitcher I've ever seen in my entire existence. We're taking him out. He's garbage. Scooble comes in, also on the Braves. Good God, the Braves are dangerous. They're not having that good of a sim season, but they are absolutely dangerous. That is for sure. Casey Mize. Oh, did I skip Acuna? That's my bad. I didn't mean to skip him. I wasn't really paying attention. Pitching change will bring in Grayson Rodriguez pitching for the Mariners. 10-2 with a 2.83. Good God, these pitchers in the American League are having good seasons. I don't think we're going to take home the Cy Young unless we absolutely dominate. Okay, we suck. All right. We're trash. We are trash. But Ailey Perez maybe not be trash. Ooh, a home run in the All-Star game would feed families. Get out. Yes! Ailey Perez, an All-Star game dinger. Santa Maria. That ball is out of here. Let's go, baby. The former Rookie of the Year in only his second season as a major leaguer. His first All-Star appearance, a big-time home run, 387 feet. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We've got some studs on this roster. Some absolute studs. Studs. Bring in Kyle Bradish. Hopefully get out of this without any danger. We do. Acuna's back up. That's always good. Jesus Luzardo, the Jesus Lizard, steps to the mound. 1-2 count to Acuna. I'd love if he had a home run, too. That'd be sick. Ooh, not on that pitch, though. Maybe. If I would have timed it right, maybe I would have had a home run there. You just got to get around on one, Acuna. Not on that one. 3-2 count to Ronnie. What's Luzardo got? Hopefully a big meatball is what he's got. No, it's going to be all-star game walk for Acuna. Good patience from the veteran. And we will see if we can get him around home. A fielder's choice, he's off the bag. Of course he is. You got to be kidding me. This team trash. This team's garbage. Matt Manning will come in to finish out the starters. And we do a good job here. It's time to start pinch hitting some people. So Vladdy will get pinch hit for Luis Ariz. Johan Duran comes in. He got a triple. Okay. Rodriguez gets pinch hit for probably Duran. Jaron Duran, I guess. There's not really a center fielder on the team. We'll put in Yanir Diaz for Ailey Perez. And then Connor Norby will get substituted for Josh Young. And he's out of the game. Matt Manning gets pulled for Emmanuel Clase. And we'll see if he can get out of this one without any danger. Maybe. Come on, Emmanuel. There we go. Okay. So then Frankie Lindor will get substituted for IKF, who's on that god-awful A's team. Acuna will get pinch hit for Bobby Bonilla, Joaquin Bonilla. And then Jackson Holiday for Bryson Stott. Double for Bryson, okay. Yordan Alvarez, Yordangus for Brent Rooker, also on that horrible A's team. Single, we tie the game. Felix Bautista, trash. We got a DH, and the DH is going to be Probably Felix Cordero, I guess. Sure, why not? Oh, he sucks. Pinch hit, or pull the pitcher for Mason Miller. Maybe we can do some damage here with Mason Miller on the mound. Just don't let them get the lead, please. Come on, Mason. What are we doing here? Thank you. Arise. We can keep him in the game. Edwin Diaz comes in. Duran will stay at center field. Diaz can get pinch hit for Francisco Ornelas. And he's out of the game. We'll bring in Lee Brister, and that's when we jump in. That's our cue. We could take on Noelvi Marte. Bottom 9, all we have to do is not blow this. All we have to do is not blow this. And we can get to extra innings. Man, IKF has no arm. Noelvi almost beat that throw. There's no way that ball should have been anywhere close. Or that runner should have been anywhere close to the play. 1-2 count to Corbin Carroll. Can I get him on a changeup possibly? Ooh, changeup not located as well as I wanted it to be. It's all right. We'll try the slider this time. I'm sure the slider will get him. Slider was horrible as well. Okay, Lee, I see you out here. Trash. You suck. Maybe we can throw the stinky cheese. It worked against... Oh, it's good. It worked against Rafael Diaz. It works against Corbin Carroll. Lee Brister's got the sauce. And it's a 1-1 count to Ethan Salas. We're familiar with Ethan Salas from our Padres franchise a couple of years ago? Last year? No, it wasn't. Was it last year? I don't remember. We did it recently on a recent MLB The Show game. Oh, that's got to be strike 3. These umpires hate me. They absolutely hate me. Salas, good discipline, doesn't climb the ladder on that one. It's a full count to Salas. Here comes the slider, and he chased down low for that one. Strike 3, and we go to extras in the All-Star game. Talk about a treat for the fans. Extra innings for the All-Star game. Bednar comes in. We can probably pinch hit Josh Young to bring in Eduardo Camacho. And he gets a single, and we up 4-3. Okay, Eduardo. Goated. Can we get any more runs? We can. 5-3. David Bednar sucks. And then we can pitching change Andres Munoz to hopefully save this game and win us the All-Star game. That's the goal. Can Andres Munoz do that? It looks like he's got a chance to, and he does. American League win in the All-Star game. Lee Brister, I think, gets credit for the win. Iley Perez has a home run in the game as well. Yeah, Lee Brister on the mound for the win. Good for him. He gets a win in the All-Star game. Iley Perez hit a home run in the game. I mean, talk about goated. We did really well. Good performance from the Angels in the All-Star game. What kind of motion do we have in the Futures game, though? We got anybody in this bad boy? Do we have anybody in this bad boy? We will find out. All right, so we don't have this guy or this guy. I don't notice anybody on this team for us. Santiago Estrella, actually, that's our guy. I overlooked him. Santiago Estrella is our guy for the Salt Lake Bees or whatever their name is. Yeah, Salt Lake Bees. I think that's our only pitcher, though. We don't have anybody else here, I don't think. No, it looks like it's just Estrella. All right, that's pretty cool, though. Estrella makes the Futures game. Good for him. Christian Campbell's back, but he's still a little hurt. And today's the day to sign draft picks. Let's get these guys signed. Let's get these guys signed. So we're already a little bit... actually, it's only a couple guys that aren't fully ready to sign. Our first-round pick, Israel Cairo. Let's pay him that, and he declines. Wow, Israel. Okay. Being a little stingy. What about Freddie Mendez? He signs. Welcome aboard. Can't sign Wells yet, but we can offer Sean Schneider. Let's see what he says. He declines. Stingy. Big stingy boy. Okay. Whatever. We'll keep moving on. See if we can get some big wins. We have 27 on the active roster because Christian Campbell came back. Okay, so who gets moved down? Can't move Iley down. He's an all-star. Let's see what happens here. It's Campbell. I mean, I don't want to move Campbell down, but it kind of makes the most sense to have him move down, doesn't it? because Theo Gillen can play second, and he's honestly playing a little bit better. I mean, it would make sense to designate Kyle Schwarber for assignment. I feel like that makes the most sense. But I think I'm going to use my last option on Christian Campbell. I just don't think he's ready yet. He's going to go down. And that means somebody has to go down in AAA as well, because we can't have three second basemen. So we're going to have, I hate to move Christian Moore down, but he just hasn't developed. He's not hitting bad in AAA, but I think I'm going to send him down to AA for now. We'll see what he does. Let's keep moving on, though. Let's keep moving on. We win a game against the Rangers. Christian Campbell's back fully healthy, though. Ooh, a torn groin for Dave McGill in AA. Never a good thing. Whoa! Okay, Josh Young, who was just in the All-Star game for the Royals, gets traded to the Orioles for 3 young prospects, including a very good relief pitcher, 21 years old, already a 75 overall, Sal Orr. Wow. Didn't think we'd see an all-star on the move, but there he goes. He's going to play in Baltimore now. Crazy. All right, Israel, let's not be stingy anymore. Let's accept the contract. Come on, big dog. We don't have much more time. We got 10 days to get you signed. Sean Schneider, he accepts. Beautiful. We get him. And then we got Thomas Nicholson. Please accept. He does. Yes, he does. Okay, I thought I read that wrong. He does accept. So we have 3 guys left that have not signed yet. We can't sweep the Rangers. It's a little annoying. We can't even sweep the Rockies. Felix Bautista, another all-star, on the move. This time not for prospects, for older established guys, but still. Rangers trying to get better. Thankfully, he wasn't on the team when we played him. Wow, we got shut out 8-0. Okay. A little sketchy. Another day to sign draft picks. Please, Israel, please just accept my offer. He still declined. I offered him 2.9. Wow, stingy little booger. Okay. We get a couple of wins here against the Rockies. That's nice. And we go back to another day to sign draft picks. All right, Israel, I'll give you 3.9. And he decided to sign. Man, he was a little stingy. But he does accept finally. We get our first round pick. And declined Elton Wells. Man, these guys are just crazy. I'm offering them good money, and they're saying no. Interesting. Brett Carey, injured. Another day to join draft picks. We're running out of time here. We got 4 days left. How about that? Yes, Elton Wells has agreed. And now all is left is Ernest Chavez. We're not going to be able to offer him until it's the final day, because he's not going to get that interest up in time. So let's just keep moving on until... No! 1 to 2 weeks of the pulled hamstring for Oneil Cruz is crazy. Carson Williams traded to the Orioles. Orioles making big moves. We almost got swept by the Mariners, who aren't that good. They're at 500. We can't offer Ernest Chavez. It's going to come down to the final day on him. But honestly, if he's the final guy, Felix Cordero traded. That's a big trade. And Robert Garcia traded from the Rangers to the Red Sox. A lot of players getting moved. And now it's the deadline. We can't sign any more draft picks because we have to do deadline stuff. So let's figure out if we're going to go all in or not. Are we going to go all in or not? Is there anybody worth trading for on the block? Probably not. Nah, that doesn't really look like it. Okay. What is going to be the move here? Paul Skeens is pitching really good. Bryce Miller's good enough. Rhett Lauder's having a great season now that he's figured it out. Jared Jones is my only concern, really. Well, I mean, Caden Dan is a little bit of a concern, but I don't know what we do with him. How's Durangelo's figuring it out. That's good. How's Thomas doing? Thomas is still pitching really well. I'm tempted to call him up, man. He's probably going to be a September call-up for sure, but I'm tempted to call him up right now. Very tempted. How's the lineup looking? Zach Neto's not hitting amazingly. I mean, he's hitting 240. That's not horrible. Renjifo's done really well since coming back from his injury. Acuna has kind of cooled off since the All-Star break. James Wood's hitting unbelievably well. Theo's starting to slow down a little bit, but he's playing center field for some. Oh, that's because he got subbed in when O'Neill got hurt. Oh, Hoppy's slowing down as well. He hasn't really figured it out since he got hurt. Okay. Okay. Ohapi hasn't gotten it. He hasn't gotten it back since he got hurt. What if? I mean, I've been talking about trading Logan Ohapi for at least 2 seasons now. What if this is the time to pull the trigger on the Ohapi trade? I know I don't want people to think I'm like overreacting or anything because he's not hitting well since he come back from a crazy injury, but we've been talking about trading him for a few seasons now. We have his heir apparent right here ready to go already, so it's not like we'd be wasting him for nothing. We have his replacement ready to go. So Eiley would just sub in at catcher full time. I mean, he played there most of the season anyway when Ohapi was hurt. And then we would have probably Shonel or Jacques come in and play first base full time. That's probably how we would do it. Or we trade Ohapi for a first baseman. I guess that's always possible too. Camanero's not really as good as advertised. I was kind of hoping he'd hit a little bit better. He's kind of like leveled out since moving him down to number 9 in the order, but I don't know. He hasn't really done what I was expecting him to do, which was play well. I do think it could be a move to trade John Kenzie. I know that sounds a little weird because we've had him since almost the beginning of this rebuild, but he's just never done well. He just doesn't simulate in the game very well. And we could use an extra infielder. I know he can play first and third, but we could use an extra infielder, somebody that can play like third base, shortstop, that kind of stuff. So maybe we could trade John Kenzie for one of those guys. Schwarber is not good. Schwarber is not good, but unfortunately I don't think I can trade him for anything. He's not going to have any value. So the only way we get him off the team is if we designate him for assignment. We'll see what happens with him. I knew it was coming to an end with him, but I just kind of wanted to believe it wouldn't happen so soon. It's kind of happening. I'm not shocked by it, but it's not. It's already here. He's bad. So the big question of the deadline is, do we trade Logan Ohapi? That is the biggest question that we have right now. Usually it's, do we trade a starting pitcher? But I think this year it's the Ohapi sweepstakes. The Orioles have gotten crazy. They got Josh Young in here now. All right, I'm a little bit terrified of the Orioles. But this is the big question of what do we do? What do we do with Ohapi? Do we send him to a new team? I don't really want to trade him because he's been one of our most consistent players. I mean, he's made 3 All-Star games in this series. So I don't necessarily want to just move him like that. But he's not playing amazingly. He's very expensive. We just re-signed him, so he's going to be super expensive, $19 million for the next 3 years. We have his replacement right here ready to go. We don't really have a lot of depth behind Eiley Perez and Ohapi, but I mean, Eiley's cheap and he's young and he's ready to go. He's about as good as Ohapi is right now. But what would we get back in return is the biggest question. And who needs a catcher? The White Sox could desperately use a catcher, but they don't probably have a first baseman that I want. No, they don't have a first baseman. Do they have anything that I want? They've got a couple of young prospects at shortstop. Zachary McDaniel was a first-round pick in 2027, and Jason Dukes has developed fairly well. He was back in 2025. Zachary McDaniel looks like he could be a pretty good player. 6'3", switch-hitting shortstop who can play second and third. This is exactly what I was asking for. He just has no power in the bat. He can hit pretty well. He can field decently well. He still needs to work on that, but he is only 20 years old. He's got good wheels. I mean, he looks like a fairly good player. I don't know if he's the move, though. There's got to be another team that needs a catcher desperately. The Twins could use a catcher, but do they have anything in return? Oh, DeJesus is here, but there's not really anybody that I would want. Who else needs a catcher? The Astros need a catcher, but the Astros have no value. At least not anything that I'd have on my team. So that's not an option. The A's need a catcher. Do the A's have anything that I want? Brent Rooker's cool, but he's going to be a free agent, so if we want him, we can just go and get him. But he's probably going to regress anyway, so. What about... Mariners don't need a catcher. Kevin Parada's a rookie. We'll give him a chance. Nationals could use a catcher. They got old Tyler Stevenson on the team. They could use a catcher. They do have this guy, but who knows if he's going to be any good. But the Nationals got nothing as well. That's why they're bad. This is tricky. Trying to find the right situation and then find the right pieces to ask for in a trade back from whatever team we go for. The Cards don't necessarily need a catcher. I mean, they just had Ivan Herrera be an all-star, so we don't need a catcher. Rockies could use a catcher, but Rockies, I doubt, have anything worth grabbing. I mean, they're the Rockies at the end of the day. Yeah, they don't really have anything. There's a lot of teams that need a catcher, but there's a lot of teams that don't have anything in return that I want, which is not a good combination. Man. Maybe this is just not going to work out. Maybe there's just not a combination of players and things that I can get back for Logan O'Hoppe. Duran was just an all-star this year. He's going to be a free agent after the season. If we want him, we can maybe go after him in free agency. Roman Anthony would be pretty cool. I doubt that we could get him. Do I do this? Because I was thinking about trading John Kenzie. It doesn't really move the needle that much. Nah, Roman's too expensive. He's too expensive. We'll look for something else. I thought maybe there would be something there that we could work with, but not really. At least not what I'm willing to give up. Blue Jays, they've got Jefferson Cuero. This is tricky, trying to find the right trade partner. We keep coming back to the White Sox, but I don't think the White Sox have anybody that I want. Royce Lewis is a little too expensive for me. At the end of the day, we don't have to trade O'Hoppe. I'm just kind of thinking that that's our biggest possible piece that we could trade. It also opens the door finally for O'Hoppe full-time to be the guy. Bobby Witt's hurt. Man, the Royals have nothing that I want either. We already looked at the Twins, didn't we? I think we did. Yeah, because they have the Jesus. We looked at the Astros. We looked at a lot of teams. I'm not finding a lot of catchers or a lot of teams that have guys that I would want other than a catcher. I guess I could go for a catcher backup, but I mean, I feel like if we're going to trade O'Hoppe, we got to trade him for something fairly good, right? Can't just trade him for nothing. Plus, he's got team control. So he's got more value than you would think for a 29-year-old. The Rockies seem like a good fit, but there's nobody on the Rockies that I want. I guess we could take a look at like suggested trades and see what's available. Probably nothing good. Yeah, there's not really... I don't want a 56 overall 21-year-old first baseman. We're not in the mode for developing anybody that young and that low of an overall. That's too much of a project. So I don't think there's anything in the suggested trades that I would take. I guess the next option would be to trade John Kenzie. John Kenzie's got a fair amount of trade value, but nothing insane. We might be able to grab a prospect for him, or maybe two, depending on who it is. Let's see. Who's a guy that's kind of ready for the big leagues, but almost not? Chad Thompson. What's with the White Sox drafting guys that don't have any power in their bat? Let's see. You got a rookie here who's bad. Is there any other right fielders that could be good? I mean, Lawrence Butler's up to a 98 overall. I didn't think he developed that good. That's kind of crazy, actually. A 98 overall? Lazaro Montez is developing pretty well. That could be fun. There's Walker Jenkins, Stone Garrett, Reese Hines on the Nationals. River Bell doesn't have any power. I feel like if I'm going to take a right fielder, I got to find a right fielder that's got some pop in the bat, right? This guy can hit against righties pretty well. Julio Flores. Okay, interesting. Fernando Tatis is cold right now. Who's this guy? James Tibbs the third, 26 years old. He has a face that looks like he's a real player. He probably is. Yeah, he's drafted in 2024, so he is a real player. He's interesting. He piques the old interest, that's for sure. And he's got a super team-friendly contract. He's under contract for a long time. So James Tibbs the third is not a bad option. And then maybe I can grab somebody else, somebody that's not like crazy good. Do they have anybody else like that? I'd like to grab a catcher, but Onyx Vega, that's a crazy name. What about bullpen guys? Not really. Starters, maybe there's a young starter in here. Cooper Herpy? That can't be his name. There's no way. There's no way your name can be Herpy. Sean Fuentes looks like he could be a decent starter. I kind of want the Herpy guy just because of his name. Is he good? He's not amazing. He struggled against the Mets, but he's pitched fairly well other games. He's had a weird game against the Mets. He has decent per nines. Interesting. There's a world where we can grab Herpy. We can get Herpy. Just who do I toss in? Rio Foster, because he's not amazing. I have a lot of depth in the outfield. Let's substitute somebody else in. Maybe we can send over a second baseman like Robert Poisson. No, he doesn't get it done. Ertl does. We're not going to trade Bobby Benedict because he's actually a guy that has some decent pop in the bat. But what about Cole? Cole doesn't get it done. There's got to be somebody that does other than Nelson Rada. Nelson Rada does. I don't want to trade Nelson Rada, but he's never going to be a guy for us, is he? I don't want to trade Michael Jackson either. Look at my Trout doesn't even get it done. That's kind of crazy. We knew that, though. There's not really anybody else except for Jonathan Ertl that moves this needle, but I don't want to trade Jonathan Ertl. I like Jonathan Ertl. He could be good for us. We could trade Christian Moore, I guess. I know that Christian Moore was the first-round pick in real life for the A's, but he has never turned in anything for us. They just didn't give him a good enough potential. He kind of got screwed out the gates. What about Hans Kruse? Sam Bachman? Sam Bachman's pitching pretty well in AAA. We could use him in the playoffs if we have to. I don't really want to get rid of him. Is there any bullpen guy that moves this needle? You're telling me I don't have a single bullpen guy that can get us both of these young players. I mean, Herpy's not even that young, really. Andreas Escalona is not pitching amazingly. Josh Garcia I like a lot, but he's also struggling slightly. I'm not going to give up Leo Dominguez or Albert Myers or Thomas Gillian or Durangelo, so it's going to have to be somebody down here. I guess it could be Andreas Escalona. We're getting a guy in Cooper who is ready to go more than Andreas is. And we have Garcia and Yamazaki behind Escalona. He just hasn't turned in anything, has he? So I like this deal. If it gets it done, it gets it done. John Kenzie and a couple of guys gets us a new right fielder backup in James Tibbs III. Is he going to make the big league team? Probably. But also maybe not. You never know. Maybe Braden Montgomery's on the big league team. You never know. We'll figure that out. But now that we traded away John Kenzie, is there anything else that I want to do before we simulate the deadline? Is there anything else that I want to do? Do we just hold on to Wahhapi for now? I think we're going to hold on to a Hoppy for now because I wasn't impressed. I really wasn't with the rest of the depth. So I think we're going to hold on to him for right now. James Tibbs is going to go down to AAA. So we'll move him down. And then I kind of want to call up Braden Montgomery, but I think we'll do that at the September stuff. I think we'll call him up in September. So it's probably going to be Thomas Gilliland and Braden Montgomery that get called up in September. That's probably where I'm leaning. But I think that's our deadline. We only made one move, and it wasn't really that impactful. But I like it. I think we're good enough. We're 71-36 in July. We can't be that bad, right? So we'll simulate past the trade deadline, and this is the last day to sign draft picks. We've got one guy remaining. Ernest Chavez. He was our 4th-round pick. This is our last chance to get him. We might as well pay him as much as we can. So let's offer him that. And he has decided to sign. Welcome aboard, Ernest Chavez. We signed everybody. That's good. That makes me feel good. I'm just hoping that Israel Cairo is good because we're going to need him to be. And now we get into August. We take on the Yankees, who are having a pretty good season, but we're having a better season. Pedro Neves? I don't know how to say that name. He's hurt. We keep simulating, and here we go. The boys are back in town, baby. W's out the wazoo. O'Neal Cruz is back healthy. We take 2 losses against the Mets, but we are getting some big-time wins. Paul Skeens is pitching really well. Oh, I forgot to take Cooper down. That's right. Cooper needs to go down, doesn't he? The herpy, man. Oh, but he can't because he has no options, and I don't want to lose him. So, you know what? He's going to be a long relief guy for now. Good for him. 77-38. Let's finish this series against the Rays. Stuart Ham gets hurt, and that is it. So we finished this episode 79-39. 10 games up on the A's. Probably the best record in baseball. Dodgers are close with 76 wins. Red Sox got 74. But we have the best record in baseball right now. 79 wins. The lineup is pretty good. Rengifo's hitting really well since getting back from injury. Acuna was an all-star. He's doing pretty well. James Wood's on an unbelievable pace since coming back from his injury. Cruz getting hurt and then figuring it out again. Oh, Hoppy's really struggling. He hasn't been able to figure it out since the injury, which is a little bit concerning. It's a little bit concerning. Is Theo in the battle for the Rookie of the Year? We do have a chance at Cy Young and at the batting title and at the MVP for James Wood, but Brent Rooker's having a crazy season with the home runs. And Theo's leading the Rookie of the Year. Let's go, baby. Back-to-back Rookie of the Years, possibly. It's a chance. Oh, what do we do? I think what we have to do is we have to swap and then swap. I think that's the best course of action. Move O'Hoppy to DH. Give him a little bit of time off. He's not the everyday catcher. Eiley clearly is the future. Maybe we should have pulled the trigger on O'Hoppy at the deadline when we had the chance because he hasn't been able to figure it out since the injury. And maybe he's an off-season trade. Just because we didn't make the trade at the deadline doesn't mean we can't move him in the offseason. So maybe he's an off-season trade. Who knows? But that's going to do it for the end of this for this episode. Next one will be the end of the season. How many seasons are we in? Are we in 5? Let me check real quick. What season is this? This is season number 5. So last year we won 99 games and lost to the Dodgers in the World Series. Can we get back to our 3rd straight World Series? In the next episode, we'll finish the month of August and finish September. And then the one game in actually, that's September 30th, so it's not even October. So we'll finish the rest of August and all of September. We'll do the call-ups, and hopefully we'll continue to have this amazing simulation season that we're doing. Maybe win over 100 games for the first time in the franchise, or for the first time in the rebuild, and possibly win a few awards. Maybe a Cy Young, maybe an MVP, maybe a Rookie of the Year, batting title. We're in the running for a lot of different awards. That'd be pretty cool. But if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much, Tom. I watch. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.